It's better to give than to receive. So what are you doing to give to the community? You're knocking on people's doors, asking for their money. They're working their tails off too.
It's their hard-earned money, just like
that's their hard-earned money, and now you're asking for it.
What's up, door-to-door fans? Welcome back to the podcast. It's me again, Hunter Lee, and today is going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to this one. We have Mr. James Hatfield on. Welcome to the podcast, James. James has an interesting story that you guys are going to want to tune in. He got his start in door-to-door, crushing it, which then pivoted and launched a business endeavor that you can see behind him called LiveSwitch. That is very interesting. If you're a door-to-door business owner or upper echelon sales leader, you're going to want to tune in because the thing that he has and is doing is very beneficial to our space. So I'm excited to dive in. James, again, welcome to the show. Thanks for taking the time. We appreciate you, man. Where are you coming from today, James?
I'm in Asheville, North Carolina, so I'm a mountain man.
You're at Asheville, North Carolina. The Carolinas are gorgeous, I will say.
Oh, yeah. Been here most of my life. We're headquartered out in Apex, North Carolina.
Okay.
And, just bought a brand new building down there and love it. So North Carolina proper.
I love it. We actually host a group, we call it The Circle. It's for high-end business owners they can invest into. And we just do a lot of coaching, consulting, trips, masterminds, you name it. And our upcoming trip is actually in Hilton Head, South Carolina this year. And I'm really looking forward to that.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it.
How
Great
spot.
Probably like 3 hours if I'm taking the right way. Yeah. Hilton Head should be South Carolina. Yeah. If I go to South Carolina, it's faster. Actually, if I go across North Carolina state, 9 hours.
9 hours. Wow.
Yeah. Long state.
Long stay. I know. It always shocks me. I just moved to Utah from Florida. And so I'll be traveling up there and it never ceases to amaze me.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love Utah. I adopted my children from Utah.
Did you really now?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Good for you. How many children?
I have 4.
4. Busy guy, dude, running a big business and 4 kids.
Yep.
I have 3, so I can understand to a degree. It's a lot.
I love it.
It's fun. All right, James, again, welcome on. Glad to have you. Give us the background. Who is James Hatfield? You can give us a Reader's Digest of like what got you into door-to-door particularly, because it's always a fun story. People, the way they got recruited, or if they were an online, it's always a fun story to hear people got in and stuck. And then again, how it springboarded the rest of the career. So
yeah, if it weren't for door-to-door, I wouldn't have everything I have. So I come from nothing. My grandfather's dad died young. So he had to drop out of high school and he was the oldest of like 5 and he had to go work at a tire store.
Wow.
And my father came from nothing, built his own home with his own 2 hands. So I come from blue collar guys where we know how to build stuff and fix stuff. My grandfather's dream for me was to be a painter. And so that's what I did. After high school, got to go and get out the wallet because we ain't got no money. So I'm self-made. I learned how to paint and power wash homes head to toe. Again, come from builders. So I know how to do it the right way. And I know how to live a life on a ladder. And so to get the jobs, I was like, well, let's go and knock on some doors. Because I don't care about no's. No's don't bother me. I only think about yeses. I only need a couple of yeses a day to feed my family. So I just picked neighborhoods that I knew had money. I mapped the neighborhood out. I get to know everyone's name and I leverage it. And I can talk about my door-to-door strategies till the day is long. But the best strategy is that when I need jobs the next week and I don't have enough jobs and I got guys that are relying on me to feed their families, that makes my Saturday and Sunday door knocking that much more important. Man on a mission. Like I call it the baby formula. Kids got to eat. So I'm going to keep knocking. Even if it's getting dark, I'm knocking. But I have a whole strategy for it. But I built my companies off that, multiple companies. Then we started multiple crews and door knocking. Just before I'm dating myself, man. But
you're good. We got some old dog. We got some old dog listeners, 20 plus year industry vets. So you're good.
That's me.
So that's very interesting. Again, I feel like a broken record, not for you, but for our listeners. I say this damn near every podcast now. Any person that has entered the door-to-door space or is a successful or been successful at that, or is in business and is successful at business, there's always like 2 what's the right word? Two similarities that they either have one or the other or both. And that is a very heavy competitive sports background, or they come from a blue collar family and they're not afraid to throw the boots on and work and work and work and work. Sounds like, I don't know.
That's me to a T. I'm a sports guy too. Did martial arts growing up. And I used to, at the end of it, started coaching the Duke basketball players because I'm from Durham. I taught their families karate. But yeah, I coached and did karate and competitive fighting for a while. And so won a bunch of trophies and stuff for traditional fighting back in the day.
So don't mess with James. Noted. I love it. So what's interesting about your story, James, I want to talk about it for a second, is, excuse me, a lot of people that we have on our show here, they joined a company that was using door-to-door as their marketing strategy. Sounds like you started your company and went door-to-door because probably there wasn't a marketing fund. You know, you just completely bootstrapped the business and, hey, I'm going to go find customers. I'm going to go knock on their doors.
Yeah, no, I didn't have anyone teach me. I just thought about how I wanted to sell, right? Like I'd make sure I had a good uniform on so I look really pro. Have my clipboard in hand, you know. I would make sure I even learned how to like ring the doorbell the right way and step down and don't stand on someone's end. You like go and step down at the bottom, and then learning how to get people out of their house as fast as possible. Hey, let's go and take a look at your house. When's the last time you washed it? When's the last time you painted it? And once I could land one customer, I'm gonna take your whole neighborhood, and then I'm gonna recurring revenue you all day long. So, you know, if I finished a deck, I'd say, hey, look, why don't you join my premier program where I'll come by once a year and I'll steal your deck because it's really cheap and I can do it. And then I will upsell them for when's the last time you power washed your house? When's the last time you did some painting? And then I would make sure they knew my name to tell all their neighbors. So building relationships. A lot of times we get so transactional in our door knocking. We forget that the power is in the leverage. Every time I get someone, you're in my family, basically. And I'm going to see if you're a person of influence. If you're the HOA, who leads the HOA?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy down there, Johnny. You best believe I'm knocking on Johnny's door because Johnny then knows everybody. Make him my best buddy and find who the mayor of each neighborhood is. There's always one. There's always the mayor of the neighborhood where everyone knows the person. And if you take care of them, they're going to be your best buddy. So, I try to find ways to leverage my door knocking, but door knocking is not about knocking on doors. It's about making relationships, and it's about spreading your influence and taking over. Door knocking is just my way into your neighborhood. Don't say yes to me. That's your first mistake because I ain't going nowhere.
Dude, your tenacity is just oozing from the screens here. It's wild. So you didn't have a sales background then, correct?
No, I just had bills to pay.
You had bills to pay. You had a drive. You had a business. So you went out and made it happen. I want to talk about that for a second because there's so many people within our ecosystem of the door-to-door industry who won't do until they're trained, won't act until they're showed, won't go out and pitch until they know exactly the script. Guys, James is living proof that you don't need that. No. You don't need that at all. You got to just drive.
I would say that person is scared.
Oh, for sure they're scared.
They're scared. You're worried about someone telling you no. I expect people to say no. Of course they're going to say no. Who cares? What do you say when someone cold calls you? You probably hang up on them. It doesn't matter. I'm not looking for no's. I know I'm getting no's. I'm looking for yeses. There's a story I tell a lot of my team. There's this famous golfer named Jack Nicklaus. You might have heard of him before.
Hair socks of Jack Nicklaus. But sorry.
That's right. So they're interviewing Jack after he's won all the majors. And they're interviewing him and they say, hey, Jack, you're the best golfer ever. And he's like, no, I'm not. And like, what? You just won all these majors. What are you talking? Of course you are. He's like, no, here's the difference between me and the other guys on a Sunday. Because when I'm out golfing, I'll hit something in the woods. I'll just pop it out and I won't think about it. But the guys I'm walking on a Sunday with, they'll put it in the woods and they'll think about that shot for the next 3 holes and it'll ruin them. They can't bounce back. You got to have that goldfish mind. We're playing golf. Of course I'm going to hit it in the woods. It's golf. It's hard. And so it's mentality, and if you're wanting to get every word right, no. The best teachers are the customers, man. The prospects, get on the field, get told no for a full day after knocking on 100 doors. You will learn. If you're knocking with ambition to kill in a good way, to close, You're going to teach, like, try a different opener. Are you standing on the porch wrong? What's wrong with your hair? Do you stink? Try your breath. Like, are you asking good questions? Like, do you look trustworthy? Are you showing up looking like a thug that someone wants to be scared of and run? Like, you got to be humble and hungry, and like you're getting taught, I'm not going to sit in classroom for a month. When I hire sales guys, I'm like, you're getting on the phone right now. I can't teach you better than someone hanging up on you and telling you to take a long walk off a short pier.
I love it. It's so true. If you don't mind me asking, James, what year did you start your door-to-door and power washing painting?
2004.
2004. So about 21 years ago. That was way before the era of sales trainings and sales gurus. And I mean, sure, you can pick up a Brian Tracy book if you really wanted to from your local library, but at the end of the day, it was just doing and learning.
Thanks so much for listening to the D2D podcast and being such a loyal listener. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. And we have finally come out with a 2.0 to our D2D University, and we want to give you free access to our community where you can peruse around different micro courses to big pro and apprentice certifications. Whether you're in pest, solar, roofing, alarms, fiber, all these different industries have an amazing refresh of brand new content we spent the last year redoing. Why? Because we believe in leveling up this industry from ethics to mindset to skill sets to all the things that's going to make you an actual pro at doing this door-to-door job that we know is super difficult, but it's the same effort, but greater results with DDDU 2.0. Go to our website and get access today.
That was actually my very first, I started in alarms for a summer and then got into solar. I did well for that first summer in alarms, just didn't really believe in the product. I was just not stoked on, putting my name on a product and then getting a call the next day from an unhappy customer. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So anyways, I went to solar. And I kind of was like, I had found my footing a little bit. I was still new in sales. I remember calling the CEO and I was like, hey, I'm young, I'm hungry. Like I could sell, like I have a track record for that, but like, teach me solar a little bit, dude. What's your advice? And you know what he said? Go fall on your face, click. And I was like, okay. He didn't spend an hour with me like, oh, this is the pitch. This is how the product works. He's like, I love it, man. Welcome to the company. Go fall on your face. You'll learn. And I did. I went out and I was like, he's right. And I went out, and even though that I had a summer under my belt and I did well and had good numbers from that company, I thought it would immediately translate. And that first door, I was like, it just stumbled. And then, you keep doing, you get, and the customers teach you, right? They ask you a question that you didn't know the answer to, but now you got to know the answer to it. And then inherently you gain the product knowledge that you didn't have because of a customer facing question. And you just do. And then you look back 6 months later and you're like, oh, I'm way better than I did, not because I sat in front of a screen for 4 hours a day and made sure I had my yerba mate to get me energy. I went out and actually got off on the doors and executed.
That's right. And then once you get past that, then you got to get into strategy. Door knocking is not just about knocking on 100 doors and a numbers game. If someone tells you it's a numbers game, it's because their strategy is only an inch deep. Now it starts off as numbers game, for sure. But every time I knock, I take a note. Do you take a note every time you knock? If they didn't answer, take a note. What time? What was the day of the week? When did you knock? Doesn't mean means you need to come back at a different time. Yeah. My morning walks were different than my afternoon walks were different than my evening walks. I learned every time. And anytime someone came to the door and they actually gave me time to chat, and try to sell. But I'm also, even if they say no, I'm taking notes. What was their name? What time did they answer? A couple things about them. Because then when I go to the next door, you never know if the next door neighbor is their best friend.
Right.
Oh yeah, I was just talking to Sally. We were talking about tennis, pickleball. Dude.
Really? Sally wasn't home.
Oh yeah, we play pickleball every Saturday. Oh, you do? You got to connect the neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure you do.
And then you start making your strategy go multiple layers deep.
Absolutely. But you're right, though, just to kind of talk about that for a second. And it'd blow your mind because I'm sure back in 04, you're click, pen, paper, taking notes, having to flip through pages and pages and pages to remember if you went back to neighborhood. Nowadays, James, like there are these top of the line apps where you click on a neighborhood, it populates all the homes, satellite image, they all have a bubble. You click on that, it shows homeowner information, property information, estimated credit score, relatives, like it shows everything. You click on it, you can mark the interaction, not home, renter, not interested, whatever the objection was, and then a place for notes. If there's an appointment, a date and time that auto syncs to calendar, there's things at the disposal nowadays that are just so, it makes the job of a door knocker so simple, but yet they're so underutilized. You have someone like you who no sales training, no technology, just a drive, paper and pen, yet still made it happen. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, what's your excuse? What's your excuse for not having high volume? What's your excuse for not getting the numbers that you want? Like if someone like James can do it, probably before you were born, or along the lines of you being born, back in the archaic days of door knocking without any mentorship in that realm, and was successful, what's your excuse? Stop blaming your manager. Stop blaming your area. Stop blaming the weather. Stop whatever it is. Stop blaming it, because it's not real. It's just fear-based in your head and an excuse that your body and your mind's telling you to not get the results and do that. Or sorry, to not just do the work. That's what it is. You got to just do the work. Guess what?
Do the work. Get smarter. Sharpen up a little bit. I can look at a house and judge a good bit about it just by standing at the driveway.
Totally.
Like when's the last time they cut the lawn? Can I tell if they have someone doing it for them? Do they have a security system up? What kind of car is in the driveway? How's house look? Like you can size it up right there. You know, like it's, you got to use your total social EQ with people and your environmental EQ with what you're looking around, right? Like there's a reason I went to certain neighborhoods and a reason I didn't go to other neighborhoods. I'm trying to I didn't have all those tools. I just used my common sense of like, this neighborhood looks like it has money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it looks like it has money. It might have money and they might need my job. And if I can assimilate and look the part, and I sell trust, and I sell more than that. You know, like I teach my kids at the dinner table, I'll say like, I'll hold up an orange and I'll give it to my daughter and I'll say, sell me this orange. And they'll try, oh, well, it's juicy. It's delicious. Will you give me 25 cents for it? I'm like, no, I won't. I don't even want it. I don't even like oranges. Like, she's like, well, Daddy, I don't know. You're being too tough on me. I'm like, you're selling the wrong thing, sweetheart. I'll tell you how to sell that orange for $1,000. Ask me if I believe in little girls' spirit of entrepreneurship and if they would support me in this. Oh, I just happen to have an orange.
Yeah.
Which you can throw it, give it to the birds. But that'll be the best orange you ever bought because you believe in little girls' entrepreneurship dreams.
Yeah, totally.
Like, think about what you're saying to people. Think about you're knocking on a door. They're already judging you. Now, the people who have done some work ethic like me, like, oh, wow, this person's willing to like beat the street, sweat a little bit, and have some ethic. Now, do they have a head on their shoulders? Or are they trying to hustle me? Because I'm thinking, is this a hustle or is this someone trying to, hey, I'm trying to not only take care of my company, but my neighborhood, my family. Here's what I'm about. I knock on doors, not for me. I knock on doors for my neighborhood, from where I came from.
I love it.
Like, you can believe in that.
Totally. I feel like in this day and age, like one advantage you had was you were door knocking with everything you just mentioned. But it was you had this business you were building and mouths to feed and a community to serve. Whereas a lot of people join the door-to-door space because their buddy told them how much money they can make in a summer. And that's their motive, is like, oh, it's not a bad thing per se. It's like, hey, I have college coming up. I don't have a scholarship, nor are my parents funding it. I have to. So that's an avenue that they get into it. But a lot of people do it because they want to go buy a new Ford Raptor. And so they have that energy on the doors with people where it's like, they really genuinely like aren't interested in that human. They're interested in getting the sale, getting the dopamine rush when their team's like, yeah, you're a killer. And then getting that commission check and going and spending it on something. Whereas your why, your drive was genuine. And people fail to remember that. It's like, at the end of the day, people, if you're listening to this, one, don't knock to sell. That's a whole nother avenue we can go down. But you're interacting with human beings just like yourself. Show genuine interest, actually care, follow through on your promises. And remember, you're not, like James just said, you're not selling a product, you're selling yourself. You're selling yourself. That's the sell you make. You sell your trust, and everything else will follow into place. Like people that are like themselves. Find, like you mentioned, the pickleball analogy, find that commonality and do it genuinely. Because that's a tactic that people preach in correlation meetings is like, if they have a Range Rover in there or a similar sports flag waving, it's like, oh, you like the Cowboys or whatever. But it's like, and they use that as like a little like a checkboxy thing to just kind of build some rapport, and then boom, sell their product with their hot, heavy commission breath. But it's like, no, genuinely be interested. And one thing I want to ask you, James, is you were doing both. You were knocking the doors and getting the sales. And I would assume you were then showing up with your equipment and fulfilling on the job.
Yeah, I fulfill. If I had to stay on a ladder, I'd do it. I was the first person on your property, and I'm the last person off of it.
How did you manage that? How did you manage maintaining consistent new business and revenue while also fulfilling and ensuring that these jobs were completed and the homeowners were taken care of? Because that's a heavy task to do both.
Yeah, great time management, time blocking, right? I knew my golden hours to walk, and I knew my hours that I need to be on my job sites and properties. And then I empower my team, and we get it done, and take pride in our work. We're only as good as our last job. And I've had it to where I got a painting job where we got the paint. We did the whole house head to toe. I'm doing the final walk around, and I'm looking with the owner, and we're looking at it, and I'm like, gosh, this house is shining like a diamond. Don't you see that? And yeah. I'm like, I walk up, I'm like, oh, my painting company shot, they didn't shoot flat, they shoot the shiny, which is what we usually do for different parts of the house. So we had to repaint the entire house, and I did it for free. So I lost a lot of money on that, but I wanted to do the right thing.
Yep.
I wanted to do the right thing because that neighborhood meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm part of that neighborhood now. Like, I'm not here to be a taker, to squeeze every dollar out of this neighborhood and leave. I'm part of the community. So when I'm knocking, like, hey, I have a great group of guys with families that do good work. We actually did some work for your neighbor down the road. You can ask them what we're like, but I'm standing on your porch right now. If it's been a while since you've painted, my guys we'll do all the right way. We do it the right way. And we like to make sure to take care of the neighborhoods we're in. Anything else we can do. So if there's a pool party, we might show up there, like knock at the pool party, bring a pizza or something, be part of that community. But if you're just going to be a taker because you want the new Ford Raptor, that will fade. Totally. You'll get the money, maybe you'll get the Raptor, and then you'll be on to the next shiny thing. And it's so unfulfilling. It's so unfulfilling. It's better to give than receive, right? Totally. So what are you doing to give to the community that you're knocking on people's doors asking for their money?
Yep.
They're working their tails off too.
It's their hard-earned money, just like
that's their hard-earned money, and now you're asking for it.
Yep.
And you're going to be thinking about your Ford Raptor. Come on, man. That ain't going to do nothing for nobody, But like I said, it's like selling the orange. But here's what happened for me.
Yeah.
I took everything that I applied to door knocking, and as I was running my businesses, I found out that I didn't understand the numbers. So when I went to the bookkeeper, they would tell me, how I was doing there, and I didn't understand it. So I was like, crap, that's not good. I got to have my mind on my money on my mind, and do it right. And because I'm paying for people. So I went back to state school at the time, which was affordable. While I was running the businesses, I'm learning business and accounting. And when I graduated, I met a guy who was running a landscaping company, also doing the same type of thing, door knocking as well, with his company. And while he was in university, he created this system where you can put an income statement and balance sheet through it, and it would tell you how you're doing to the business owner, right? And I was like, wow, I wonder if we could sell this. So I hopped off the ladder, hopped off the door knocks, and I started picking up the phone. And this is when I had a phone book. I was calling a phone book. First time I ever had a computer on my desk ever. And I'd make 300 cold calls a day to New York City. So I took my door knocking and I put it on the phone. And so I started calling 300. And then here's what happened. We took that company from nothing, an incubator, to Inc. 500. We were one of the fastest growing companies in America for 3 years straight. Another way of door knocking is cold calling, right? It's a little different, but same skills. And I grew one of the fastest companies in America. And then we had an incredible exit. It's $1 billion company with a B now. So then from there, we went into nonprofit work and do a lot of nonprofit stuff. We do inmates to entrepreneurs. We take a bunch of incarcerated men and women, put them through our program, teach them entrepreneurship. It turned into an ABC television show called Free Enterprise. My landscaping partner is a star of that show. And then we started another company here. We bought a company this time. And of course, I invented a product for home service guys. I was reinventing the 911 phone call with Chief Police of Washington, D.C. So our company, you guys have seen our stuff. We do like MLB ballparks. If you scan a QR code, they put you on the Jumbotron. We did Super Bowl this year. If you remember during the COVID bubble, during NBA, where they're in the bubble, we powered all that. WWE. And I took this technology and I made it for home service guys like me. And now I have sales guys and I'm teaching them, and we cold call every day. Like when I invented the product, I made 120 cold calls a day to the moving industry because I knew there was some money there. And boom, they started buying my stuff. And now we've got thousands and thousands of users, and we're under the hood of like Service Titan, Jobber. And we're a premier tech company. We're growing crazy fast. I'm hiring sales guys every week. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, all from knocking on the door. That's full circle moment. I'm building some of the biggest companies in America because I knocked on doors. And some of the most premier sales guys that you listen to, they've worked for me before.
Really?
Yep.
Isn't that cool, guys? Like, people get into the people that get into our industry and door to door, void of how you did it, started a business, bootstrapped it by hitting doors. Like I said, they get in to join a company to make money, and they don't realize just how much of an opportunity that they have, and what that couple summers of door knocking could potentially do for the rest of their life if they look at it through the right lens and have the right attitude and seriousness towards it. I look at myself. The reason I joined door to door was kind of similar. I was farming 14 hours a day, Central California. I was newly married, never saw my wife at the time, ever, just breaking my back, sweating. I enjoyed it. I love farming. I love that blue collar work. I love getting my hands dirty, but it wasn't cutting it financially. I met some dudes that were my age, living life well, selling door to door, got into it as just to like, okay, I'll just do this to just live a little bit comfortably, make some money while I game plan my next move. And then here I am 10 years later, still in the space. And I have had a really, really amazing career out of it. And so you got to take it seriously, look at it through the right lens as a career, because you don't know the connections you can make, the network you can build, the skills you'll learn in door to door, and how they translate to the rest of your life. That's one thing I wanted to ask you, James. Like, now that you're in the position that you're in, building these big businesses, you've participated in the growth and exit of a huge company. If you were to attribute one or two things to the things you learned on door to door, to like how it translates to your life now, what would be your answer to that?
I keep knocking on doors. They're just virtual doors every day. I have my own personal daily goal. I connect with 20 people a day. I happen to use a little website called LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. And I've now penetrated so many different industries. Or I am the keynote speaker on where I was a nobody 2 years ago, because I'm still door knocking. I'm never going to stop door knocking, right? So for LinkedIn, the modern way to do it on LinkedIn is I'll go into an industry and I can connect with 20 people a day. I literally just hit the connect button. I just knock, knock. Mm-hmm. And what'll happen is one brave soul will say yes to me.
Yeah.
And then what'll happen is if I do 20 a day, every day, never miss a day, then when I knock on your virtual door, it'll tell you how many mutual connections we have. Mm-hmm. Like, I connected with a guy today, we had 320 mutual connections. Do you know what someone's thinking when I virtually knock on their door and they say we have 320 mutual connections? What are they thinking?
They're either high school.
They're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
They actually kind of feel dumb.
I bet. They're like,
yep.
How do I not know him if 320 of my friends do?
That's right. And so then they connect and we hit yes. And what I'll do is every week post something of value, like this show I'm going to post to my network.
Sure.
Right. I'm like, hey, door-to-door knockers, Hunter is doing the dang thing. Right. And they'll get value and they'll meet Hunter and they'll see Hunter's network and they'll see what he's doing. And I will improve my neighborhood,
totally.
James's neighborhood. And I share. Right. And then it's made me thousands and thousands of dollars and put me in front of so many people, and I can keep connecting. And I can't even tell you all the stories of what this has done for me. But like, I knock every day. I haven't stopped knocking. It just looks a little different. But this has allowed me to meet some of the most famous people. I used to be on a podcast with Tiki Barber talking fantasy football. I had 500,000 followers.
Wow.
Yeah. And I just knocked on the fantasy football doors back in the day. Right. And so I just keep applying. I can almost guarantee you I can become a thought leader in any industry by door knocking, because I'll do what no one else wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah. You have that energy. You have that passion. I can tell that you will, you won't be the one that quits first or it'll quit last. I can tell that. I actually want to connect you with the owner of our company, Sam Taggart. He's the face.
I've met him in person.
Oh, you have? Okay. So you know Sam.
Yep. I was speaking at the same conference he did.
Oh, which conference was that?
Sales Boost.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was a speaker there, and I was cold calling live on stage.
No way.
Mm-hmm. I had a script, and I was like, "This is boring." So I literally put on speakerphone, and I cold called businesses. And one of the guys that I cold called, it went right to voicemail. He didn't even pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, man. the next day, I think during Sam's session, the guy was saying like, "Hey, did you hear about the guy cold calling people on stage?" And the guy's like, "Oh yeah," and the guy cold called sitting right here who didn't pick up, and everyone's like, "Oh."
That's
and the guy,
awesome.
of course, is like 6'5" and built like a tank. He finds me. I'm like, "I'm about to die now. He's about to kill me right now. He's about to kill the nerd with the glasses." No, we hit it off, and but yeah, I cold call right on stage.
That's amazing. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Sam's great. I met the whole team.
I love it. I would love to connect. Again, kind of going back to, I want to, pivot before you have to hop off here and talk more a little bit about LiveSwitch. But I'd love to connect. I'd love to have you, like I mentioned, to circle high-level business owners that could also, from what you mentioned before our podcast, could really benefit from your product, and just you as a human, your story. I think they can learn a lot from you. So I'll try to get something done after this call. But yeah, so tell me about LiveSwitch and how the product itself and how it's relevant to the home service industry.
Yeah. So as I was saying, I got to work with the chief of police in Washington, D.C. to reinvent our nation's 911 phone call. And so I woke up at 3 a.m. I was like, I got it. And went to my computer scientist. We built it out. And I have a real issue with all these school shootings. So I wanted to do something to help with that. And so it's called Situational Awareness, where now when you call 911, you can get a text, you tap it, it'll tap into your video, your cameras on your phone, because we all have them, and it can stream that video right to the police car, fire truck, or emergency medical, so they see what they're driving into.
Wow.
So I had a hunch. I was like, well, who else could use this? So I met the guy who takes care of Nashville, Tennessee Titans football team. I'm showing him, and he's like, oh, I can use this for emergency stuff. But he's like, can I just use this on my big arena so I don't have to hop in my golf cart when the trash cans fall over? And I'm like, oh yeah. So it reminded me of the Nextel walkie-talkie from back in the day. I was like, oh, this is a Nextel walkie-talkie, but with your eyes, and it's tuned up for doing remote assistance and remote help. It's not even like a FaceTime call. It's actually like the reverse of a FaceTime call when someone's walking you around. So then I was like, well, I wonder if people in home services and sales can use this. Well, sure enough. So now Canvas leaders can use this. I was talking to a guy who owns a roofing company yesterday, and he has a Canvas leader, and then he has the junior Canvases, and they're going over different neighborhoods. Now the senior Canvas guy can take out his phone, text the guy. If he gets a text like, oh, I don't know the answer to Mrs. Jones' question. Well, he can just text him, tap it, and he can be on with Miss Jones and be walking around instead of waiting for them to drive to that part of the neighborhood. It's like instant, right? I'm trying to save time, quick. Customers value speed now in the age of Amazon, speed to lead. So we're trying to see what you see. Everything gets recorded, take photos, great for review and training in the future, great for follow-up, great for if I'm on site doing a bid, I can now whip out my phone and do a walk around documentation, send that to my implementation team. Then I can do before and afters, customer testimonials, leave behinds with QR codes on site for future business. And we're your communications platform with live video and recorded video. So my little baby, she's doing all right.
I love that. That was going to be my question. You kind of answered it. So I was going to ask, like, is it similar to just like a FaceTime call? But it sounds like it's a whole application with, recordings, uploads, communications outside of videos, but live videos, photo taking. It's just a one-stop shop to just get the information, get answers to potential urgent questions on site, rather than, like you said, having to wait for, my manager said I'll be here in 15. Do you do your gardening here? You know what I mean? So that's fantastic.
That's it. Yeah, no app to download, works on any device.
No app to download.
Yeah, we don't do apps. I don't believe in it. It's too slow. I don't want a business owner or a homeowner download another app. I just literally send you a text and you tap it and we're on.
And it records. And so where does it send all that data? It's like
goes to the cloud.
Goes to the cloud.
Nothing is ever stored. You no longer have to scroll through all photos of your family. It's all to the cloud. And we're bolted under the hood of things like Jobber, Service Titan, if you've heard of those, and many others, HubSpot. We like to make things frictionless. I had to come up with a way to see a citizen who's in a compromised situation and get into that camera as fast as possible so the authorities can see what's going on and help that citizen.
So that was the idea behind the company or the product, was to just, like, emergency service, so to speak. Do you have a large home service network customer base?
Thousands and thousands all over the world.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
LiveSwitch.com?
LiveSwitch.com. Click on demo and ask for me. I won't even farm you off to my sales team. If you want to talk to me, you can get me. Anyone listening to Hunter's podcast right now, I'll personally make time for you.
I love that, guys. Hop on to LiveSwitch.com, book a demo with James. If you're in the home service, if you're in the home service business, which a lot of our listeners are, sounds like it's a huge beneficial tool, because I know that there's another product called Company Cam. I used it before. I'm not going to say bad about them. It's, it's a fine application, fine service, but this sounds like it's,
Yeah, no, company cam's great. We're just live video. Nobody has live video. We're only one of a few companies in the whole world that do what we do. So live, and like we're trying to get, now I can do record and all the rest, but the ticket is like when you can see in real time and connect with the customer, people buy from people, which is why we door knock.
Yeah.
Like I was on that sales boost stage. I asked like, who's number one salesperson is an AI robot?
Mm-hmm.
Not a single hand. So whether you're selling virtually and they see your face or on their doorstep, people buy from people, and people is the game changer. I can get money. My face ain't even that cute, but I can get money. So.
Love it. Well, James, just be respectful of your time. We're going to wrap up soon. I just have 2 questions for you. I like to ask our guests these because they're kind of fun and they're educational. The first is, and this might have you digging into the archives, what is the funniest or craziest thing that happened to you while door knocking? And 2, follow-up question afterwards, if I was a brand new rep in 2004 at your power wash and painting company, and me and you were driving to an area to go knock doors. I'd never knocked before. I said, James, I want to build your business with you. I want to grow revenue, get customers. What's your number one piece of advice you'd give to me as a brand new door knocking rep to ensure that happens?
Yep. Funniest thing, it's too far back in the archives. The funniest thing is that, man, like, I can't believe someone said yes to this face. Oh, here's a funny thing. Yeah, that's really it. I don't know, man. Like, I tune out.
Bad looking. You're nice. You're not bad looking at all.
Yeah, I fooled one lady to marry me. We're good to go. That's all I needed was one. I just need one yes, man. Like, hey, if you want to date to the prom, just ask every girl. You'll get one, hopefully.
You go out to a bar and you want to go to prom and you ask 30 girls to dance with you or go with you or whatever you want them to do, and 29 say no, 1 say yes, you're not leaving empty-handed.
You're not leaving empty-handed. And if you get on the dance floor and have a few dance moves, all the other 29 are going to be bummed that they said no. Like, hey, watch me dance. Watch me work. So, yeah. I mean, I've had crazy stuff happen, like guys falling off ladders, painting roofs, doing all kinds of stuff. But when it comes to door to door, man, I'm just man on a mission. Like, I got kids to feed. So like, I tune out. So if you're number one with me, 2004, I'd find your why. Like, why do you want to work with me? Like, why would you want to knock on a door, dude?
Yeah. Like,
you sure you don't want to go work at a fast food place and some air conditioning? You sure you want to walk? You want to walk for real? Why? And if it's like, well, I just want to be around you, I want to learn. I'm like, well, I'll teach you, And so I'd find your why first, because you're about to get your face busted in.
Mm-hmm.
You might not even last 5 doors. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd sit them down and talk to them about why we're doing this, what this means to my family, their family, my team. Meet my guys. Shake the hands of the guys you're knocking for. Meet their kids. I want you to think about their kid when you knock on that door.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And don't worry if they say no, I expect them to. I only need 2 yeses.
Yeah.
Every day. I just need 2 yeses and we're rocking and rolling. And then we'll just, I'm not going to knock for you. Like, I'm not giving you a fish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving you a fish. I'm going to teach you to fish.
I'll show you how to cast. I'll show you how to.
Yeah. You'll feed your family the rest of your life. You will never be hungry if you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody can. I'm honest with them. I'm like, not everybody can do this.
Yeah.
And they might be a great person, nice person, but like, the mental game is real.
Mm-hmm.
How they're wired up is real. Like, learning, and I don't believe everybody can do this. I mean, hate to bust your bubble. It's not for everybody. Mm-hmm. That's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be. But for the guys that can do it, boy, can you do it.
Yeah.
And you can thrive anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Anywhere. You will be always hireable unless you're a ding dong and do nonsense. Don't do that. You got to watch both sides of the ball. Be a professional on the field and a professional off the field. So, that kind of stuff too. It all matters. I'm coaching the player. I'd rather coach LeBron James, Tiger Woods, like you name that pro athlete. If you're with me, I'm only spending time with the elite. But if you're hungry and humble and ready to learn, and I'm raw. Like, I'm not here to.
I can tell.
I wounds from a friend can be trusted. Can I wound you?
Yeah.
Can I tell you your breath stinks? Can I tell you your beard looks a little unkept? Someone's going to judge you on that. If you can't keep your beard, do you want to touch my house? No, you ain't touching my house without. You can't even take care of your face.
Wow.
So like, I'm just real.
Yeah.
I'm like, you talk too much. You're selling me. Stop. Like I'm with the guys. Like, I'm getting ready to, in 10 minutes, be on with one of my new guys we just hired. He's going to watch me talk to an HVAC. So the first one's free. I'll show you. I'm not like cruel, but you can learn from me. But otherwise, I'm sitting on there taking notes. We do a bunch of role playing, and I'm just raw with people. And we ask for spice level.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be so spicy hot with you, But that's how I teach. I teach through wounds. And people grow. They either grow or they walk away sad. But don't you want someone to teach you raw, give it to you straight, make you better? Or do you just want attaboys and attagirls because you have light feelings and you can't take a punch and you can't take a no and you can't handle rejection and you can't handle life is hard, man. Stormy seas make great sailors. You're gonna suck if the sea doesn't toss your butt around. So anyway, get me off my soapbox, Hunter, please.
Dang, no, that was amazing, and I hope people listened and took note of that. It's so true. I learned a lot from you in this short hour. Guys, leaders, check your whys. Why are you doing what you're doing? Are you doing it for real, genuine, truthful reasons? Are you doing it for the clout? Are you doing it for the attaboys, attagirls? Why are you doing this? Because if you're not really doing it for the right reasons, you're going to fall on your face, you're going to quit, and you're going to have a big waste of time. And I'd never heard that before. A wound from a friend can be trusted. I've never heard that before. It got me thinking.
2,000 plus years old.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's very fascinating.
It's old school biblical.
Old school biblical. Dude.
It is. It's in there. Look it up.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's in the book, man. Anything I'm going to teach you is not unique.
We got James from the Bible Belt hopping on, preaching on the soapbox. I love it, guys. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this. I did. This has been really cool. And James, for the people listening within our network who really, resonated with what you had to say and want to see more, where can they find you on social media, LinkedIn? Mm-hmm. How can they get in touch with you? And
LinkedIn, look up James Hatfield. Company name is LiveSwitch, LiveSwitch. If you reach out, I will respond. Anybody who reaches out, just say you listen to Hunter and James, and I'll respond back. Don't believe me, just try it. A few will reach out. I bet nobody on this will reach out. Prove me wrong.
Prove them wrong, guys. Reach out.
Or you go to liveswitch.com, LiveSwitch.com, click demo, ask for James. I promise you I'll show up.
He'll show up. And if you've been listening to this, it's very apparent that he's serious about his network and about adding value. So I doubt he's going to leave you on ghost if you reach out. So do it if you're really serious about, just getting to the next place in life. But very impressive, James. Again, I'm going to just behind the scenes kind of see if I can connect you with Sam on a higher level and integrate to maybe doing something like this to our circle members, which could be really beneficial towards your business, because I'd love to see that as well. But again, dude, thank you so much for taking the time, hopping on and just sharing all the value that you did. I learned a lot. I really did.
I appreciate the time, man. Thanks for listening.
Absolutely. Guys, if you like this podcast, again, you know what to do. Hit like, show some love, drop a comment, follow, subscribe, do all the things, because, we get guys, like James on here who are just fantastic. And if you listen to this, I'm sure you're better for it. All right. See you next time. Thank you, James.